Okay, and we're back. It's been a little while longer. And you see now, we now have a scarf. I did make it a bit longer on the chain. But we now have a wonderful scarf. You kind of just want to be measuring this out as you go. There's no real... The good thing about a scarf and things like this is you really don't have to worry about how long it is unless you're Jin. This is directed at you directly, Jin, because unless you make a scarf that's like 17 meters fucking long. I generally I wear my scarves like that and then with it kind of pulled through. So I measured it like that on myself a lot. And it was easier. Now, I've come back to show you a bit more on how to do a round. So this yarn is a lot thicker. It's going to be a lot easier for me to show you things. I'm also using a thicker hook. I generally like to go a size or two smaller than what the thing will recommend. That's up to personal preference. It depends what you're making. If you're making clothes, sometimes you'll want to go a lot bigger because it will give you some gaps. So like in this hat, you'll see there's a lot of gap because you don't want your head to be like burning. You want it to be able to breathe, so you want some gaps. These aren't the chains you've done either. These are all, I think these are double crochets. But there's no need to worry about that yet. It's all just design. Worry about the basics for now. So I'm going to try and show you the magic circle as best as I can. Let's try and get this camera a bit better. Okay, I think it's going to want to keep focusing on that logo there. Okay, whatever. Right. So the way I like to do a magic circle, a lot of people online will tell you to do it with 4 fingers. I do it with 2. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because my hands are bigger, but I just find it easier. So you want it like that. Let me do that again slowly. So you're laying it across 2 fingers, pinch it, bring it up, over, and down, and just grab it with your ring finger. So it looks like that. Take your hook. This is a 4mm. I'm using Natura XL, which is what the dog was made in. So we're just gonna see, that's way too much. You don't want anything like that. It's way too much. So just pull it a bit, make that smaller. So only want it kind of like a small amount, small loop. And you're coming in from this end. Actually, right? Confused now? No, you're not. Okay, so we'll reset it. Coming in. I kind of do it like that. Sometimes it's a bit easier. So you're turning it above the other string. And you twisted it so it's a loop. And then you're going to grab the same string, the left hand one again. And this can be a bit tricky. So if you're really having trouble with it, literally just grab it and kind of just force it through. You'll get away through. Just be careful not to snag any strings through or go really tight. So if that's not pulling smoothly, then you've probably caught a string somewhere and you need to do it again because it will screw you up later on. So try to keep your 2 fingers in the loop. When you first do it, it's going to be this way around. So you want to turn it, keep it pinched. So you've got 2 loop, the 2 strings are on the left. I guess you can do it either way you want if you do it backwards, but it will mess you up later if not, I think. So this can be finicky because this is going to keep trying to twist as you're trying to. This is only for the first loop. The first loop is the hardest bit. Just don't be discouraged. Once you get past this loop, it's fine. So just try and pinch it if you're really struggling to keep that tension. Under both loops, it doesn't matter if they get twisted up much. It's fine. Do your single crochet. So that's 1. I'm going to do 6. 2. See, I caught a loop there. 3. This string's getting a bit small, so just keep trying to. 4. Just make sure you're always going under it. 5. Whoops. And 6. So now you should have like that. You see, it's on like a sort of chain. Now this bit can be. I really struggled doing this stuff when I first started crochet because it kept getting too tight and twisted up. So don't pull on this yet, as a lot of tutorials are going to tell you to do. Instead, count how many you did. You know how many you did, so use that instead of what you're looking at. So you did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's our 6th right there. I'm going to go into that. This can be tricky as well. Yeah, you just take your time with this, but you want to look on the side really and kind of identify where the gap is that goes under both loops. So this isn't like your other chain. Both loops all the way on this one, all the time, all the time. So, see there, if you can actually see that, on the left-hand side, I can tell just from experience that I pinched in the middle of that string, and it doesn't look good. So just gonna kind of pinch your fruit. There you go. Now there's nothing. It's clean again. Again, this is you don't have to worry about that stuff too much. But if you're getting tripped up with tension and stuff later on, you're wondering why that's happening. That's why. So do 1. Again, the first little bit is the hardest bit. Once you get this going, it's a lot easier. So before I pull this, do my yarn over again and pull through, I'm going to try and make this, it's kind of twisting. So you want to imagine the bit where the string is coming out is going to be the center. So you kind of want to try and push it to make it convex. So it's going out. See? So it's like a very slight bowl to it. So I've done 1 so far. And I haven't actually yarned through yet. So 1. Now, here's the magic. This is why they call it the magic circle. So I've only done 1. You can do a lot more if you want to first, before you do this. But I personally, I can do it with 1, so I'm fine with it. Just pull this. It'll be a bit tight sometimes. It might snap sometimes. Sorry if it does. Start again. And then when it's tight, you'll see that hole in the center is gone. All that's there is from our chain. But that hole there is almost barely visible now, just there. So I've only done 1 so far on that loop. If I did 6 more, I'd have a circle that's kind of getting pushed up because it's not expanding anywhere. So if I do another, in the same loop, this is again tough to get on camera, in that same loop that I just already did 1 in. So that's 2. So this is where your times tables are really going to start coming back. Focus. So it's 2. So I did 6. So if I'm doing 2 and everything, I'm going to be doing 12 in total for this round. So we'll just do that. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to watch this video back later as well and probably tell that I've actually miscounted that or something. Just take your time with it, really take your time with it. If you want, you can put like a paper clip or a bit of string or a stitch marker under this loop here, and you'll know that will be your final one. Or you can put it through this loop that's on your chain, so you just put it through, and then when you do your next stitch, you'll know that next stitch is the first stitch of the new row that you're doing, so that if you make a mistake and you're reversing it, you know you're only going to go back to like the start of that round. So now I've got 12, and you'll see it's actually starting to make a nice circle because it's unison. If I was to then now do 2 in every single thing, it's going to jump right to 24. And if we do a jump to 24 like that, that's when you're going to get gaps like this, because it's just not enough yarn. So typically what you're going to do is you're going to do on 12. So I've done 12 now, so now I'm going to be increasing. I'm going to be doing it by, our initial row circle was 6. So we're going to be increasing by 6 every time. So to do that, I'm going to be doing, I'll just do 1 on the first one, and then I'll do 2 on the next, which makes 3. 3 times 6, 18. Next one, and then you do 2 stitches, increase, 3 stitches, increase, 4 stitches, increase, and it goes up and up and up into a round, and then it will get time for decreases. When you're ready for decreases, let me know. There's a few ways to do them. I'm going to try and do it on this video, but it's going to cut off in about 30 seconds. So one of the ways you can do the really easy decrease is go in the next one, get a loop, go in the one afterwards, get a loop, and just pull that through. And that will count as 1. And that reduces it by 1 chain on the whole circle. And that will start making it smaller. And if you do that instead of an increase, that will work. But hopefully it works. Time is about to cut off, so good luck.